Hi Michael, Right of Play Second Chance is due to launch its annual report in early 2012. Would that be correct?
That's absolutely correct. And we hope by the launch of this end of year report that it reflects the work we've done in the community, in building Right of Place, in progressing the organisation from what we consider to be an amateur running of the group to a professional one. We also hope that this end of year report also reflects the true position of where survivors are today post redress. That is to say that our experiences and our work with survivors have brought us into areas of isolation, poverty, disadvantage, and we find that these issues are the issues that are very important to survivors. And we hope that this is the end of year report will reflect this.
Absolutely. So as you've mentioned there, part of the report is to look at the survivor now and where the survivor, ultimately wants to get to. In other words, looking to the future for survivors and being able to shape and implement, policy change. But just in relation to the history of Right of Place, will that be included in the report?
Yes, the history of Right of Place is an important element within the end of year report, but it's not everything because we can't live in the past. We don't intend to live in the past. What we have to do is draw a line sometimes between what has been achieved or what has been a failure from that what has to be a success and what can be gained. So while we do look at the history of Right of Place, and we look at both the strengths and weaknesses of the organisation as it started out, and we then bring it up to the present, which is connects with our own involvement in Right of Place, and we will be looking at the change that has taken place really from an amateur, essentially an amateur organisation, to one where we've now repositioned Right of Place to a professional organisation, working with professional bodies, achieving professional results for survivors.
Absolutely, and to that end, obviously the changes that have happened within Right of Place, obviously I presume will also be mentioned and spoke about within the report.
They will, and what we will highlight will be the elements that made the organisation shift, if you like, from an amateur organisation to a professional one, and that is the employment of 3 outreach officers in all of the regions, the employment of staff within the offices, the training of these staff and outreach officers, and the support coordinator, which quality controls the work being done by all of the elements within Right of Place, the organisation. Now our engagement with the professional bodies in housing, welfare, health is very important, and we have a lot of work to do in this area, and we hope that this end of year report brings the organisation to the forefront of pursuing the rights and entitlements of workers, of survivors in all of these areas.
So it's quite clear to understand from listening to you that the report is mainly twofold. Is one to look at the legacy issues pertaining to the old Right of Place, and secondly, and I suppose more importantly, from listening to you, is also to look at again that implementation of the work that's been done, and of course recommendations based on the back of that. Just one other quick question. I suppose I know you said that you wanted to mention it. There was a very fearless and pioneering woman who passed away recently, Miss Mary Raftery. I know you wanted to just say a few words.
Absolutely. What I would like to say first and foremost is our condolences to her family. We all know that Mary Rafferty was a Trojan worker on behalf of the downtrodden, and I think that her driving force was that to give a voice to the voiceless. Well, I'd like to say that Mary Rafferty did a lot more than that for survivors. Not only did she give a voice to survivors, she also, to a great extent, provided them with their freedom and liberated them from the secrecy that the church and state built over the years.
Absolutely. And just on that, I mean, is there anything else that you would personally like to add?
Well, I would like to address this to survivors and say that if they're in trouble, if they're isolated, and they want help can be found in most organisations, but certainly with Right of Place. We have the professional capacity to deal with all the issues that arise. I'm not saying that we will resolve all problems, but what you will get is a listening ear, a helping hand, and a gentle nudge in the right direction. I would urge survivors to get in contact with their organisation rather than persist in isolation or loneliness. So if it's one message I would like to get across is that engage with Right of Place, you would be surprised at what we can achieve.
Absolutely. So, I mean, to finish it looks like a lot done, and certainly the report will cement your change to professionalism, and as you said, you welcome any survivor contacting the office.
That's right, yeah. I would also like to say that this is our first year in our office. Right of Place, the new Right of Place, we're learning all the time. We're growing, and we will become the best organisation on behalf of survivors' rights.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you.